Hello everyone, my name is Chris Schaedler and welcome to another get-together at Park that Pollart. Our guest today is Greg Schaedler of Schaedler Yesco. Greg, welcome to the show.
Thanks, Chris. I'm happy to be here, and we have, this is your little bobblehead here that Fran Pollart was very kind to gift to me about 5 or 6 years ago, and he'll keep us under control today.
We'll keep you safe.
He'll keep me safe.
Pollart money well spent.
That's right.
What you're saying, right? Hey Greg, today what we're going to do is we want to get to know you a little bit. We want to get everyone to know a little bit about your company. I had a few questions that are on here which you were not prepped.
Oh boy.
For the item of surprise, softball's down the middle. Why don't you start off? Tell us a little about yourself. What's your position here? Tell us a little about married, kids.
Yeah, sounds good. So we have been in business. This is our 98th year in business. We were established in 1924 by my great-grandfather and his two brothers. There were 3 total. They were the first generation, and they started out in the manufacturing world of different lighting products, as well as electrical contracting. So they were in the IBEW and wired homes throughout the area, as well as Andrew Schaedler was the foreman for the Capitol renovation in Harrisburg. Slowly they kept the business going and morphed into distribution in probably the 30s and 40s, and then my grandfather took over around that time, and then my father took over, and here we are today, 4 generations in and 98 years. So
Impressive.
Yeah.
And your role today is
CEO.
Okay. And any other family members in the business today? Siblings?
Yep. There's 5 members in the business, family members. Myself, I have a sister, and then 3 cousins, and we're scattered in different areas throughout the business. So we get together weekly and really try to keep a open communication on where we're going, what we're doing, and how things are going. So we have a unique model in being family owned and employee owned, so an ESOP. So that came about in 1999 when we merged with Yesco. So prior to 1999, we were Schaedler Brothers. And we operated mainly in Harrisburg, Pennsylvania, and Carlisle, Pennsylvania, a little west and north. And Yesco operated in York and Lancaster, and they were 100% employee owned. So back in 1999, we came together. We were competing against each other, and my father, Jim, thought that it made the most sense for the longevity of the company. Healthy things grow, we like to say here, and that was something that seemed to make sense. So we came together at that time, and Schaedler Brothers and Yesco became Schaedler Yesco.
And what year was that?
1999.
Good.
Yeah. So.
And yourself, any side, what you do to relax, because it's not 100%. What
so just a little bit of golf now and again, when I can. I enjoy that. Spending time with my kids. I have 3 kids, 13 and 12 and 12. So they keep me on my toes and keep me moving constantly. We're in the middle of summer now, so trying to keep those kids busy and moving is a challenge.
Burn that energy.
Yeah, that's right.
You touched on the company. How many branches do you have? And do you have a CDC? What's your business model as far as branches and locations?
Yeah, so we have 22 locations in the state of Pennsylvania, and then 1 up in New York, in Johnson City, New York. So we have Allen Bradley Rockwell Limation in the central part of the state. So if you divide the state kind of in thirds, we sell Rockwell, Allen Bradley in the center part of the state for the most part. And then we are non-Rockwell in the western part of the state and the eastern part of the state.
Pittsburgh, Erie.
Correct. Pittsburgh, Erie, in the west, and then Allentown and in the east there. So.
And tell the audience, tell ourselves a little bit about working with your father. What's
Yeah, so Jim, he retired in 2020 and had spent 50 years in the business. Wow. And, you know, really, yeah, took the business to the next level, you know, through the 80s, 90s, and 2000s here. You know, when he started, we were one branch and 25 people maybe, and you know, today, obviously 23 branches and around 400 people. So
wow,
we've really come a long way. It's been a fun ride. You know, it's not that complicated. We like to say, you know, if you treat people fair, treat people right, and we have a family culture here. We live by our values of, we call them IPAT, IPAT, which are integrity, profitability for our customers, our vendors, everyone in our channel, accountability, and teamwork. So that's kind of our core values that we live by, as well as behaviors that we live by that we call the SYD way. So that is 31 behaviors that we've identified. So our executive team and the family sat together for almost a full day and identified what makes us tick. And, you know, we wrote those down, and then each week those behaviors are highlighted and a message gets sent to the entire company on what that means to them. And this week's, as an example, is think like an owner. So we want people to have that mindset. You know, they are owners. We're an employee-owned company and a family-owned company, and we want people to have that mentality in their daily interactions. It's a team effort. You know, there's not one person's role that's any bigger than anyone else's in our organization, and we try to make sure that everybody knows that. You know, if the guy receiving the packages doesn't do that right, and the guy versus the guy taking the order, it's equal. It's a team effort.
Yeah, it shows a great culture and a great chemistry, right?
That's right.
And a consistency.
Yep.
Which is hard to do.
It
with,
is.
400 different personalities.
It is.
Yeah,
It is.
yeah. I look at that, and it's I think of youth now, the youth movement we're trying to get in our industry. I saw that we have Mike Ofac, your head purchasing guy, was recognized as 30 under 35 with one of the magazines, which I thought was really cool. So how are you guys going about finding talented people, filling in as people are now, you know, we're in a transitional period here of retirees and getting more talented people on the bus?
Yep, absolutely. Great question. And, you know, Mike is amazing. He kind of started in the organization similar to what I did from the ground up, you know, working in the warehouse, you know, working in pricing, working in inside sales, you know, to see the progression and see how it all works and how it all ties together. You know, we're from a talent side of things and making sure that we're keeping us on the cutting edge, I'll say, you know, is the SYD University, which is right there, which is where we really are intentional about finding people in our organization that want to take it to the next level. It's also called Distribution Business School. So it's about a 6-month course that we do, and we highlight all the different areas of the business, from accounts payable, accounts receivable, logistics, purchasing, inside sales, marketing. All the different divisions of our company have a full day presentation on what they are, how we do it, and what it means to the organization. As well as each person that participates in that class gets assigned a mentor to really help them just, one of the things we say is build better business people. So that's one of the ways that we try to make sure that we're keeping our bench strong.
So that makes me think of one of the questions I had here is, how does your company, it's very competitive, we sell electrical, right? As I tell people, it's not very sexy when we sell electrical.
That's right.
And, but there's a lot of competition. How do you guys add value? How do you separate yourself from your competition in adding value? Certainly one of the keys is, I think, always first and foremost, the cornerstone's the people that you work with, and not work for us, but work with us. Mm-hmm. And that's certainly a prominent key. What are the other things that you guys are doing to separate yourself from competition and add value?
Yeah, I'll say, like you said, we all do the same thing. It's truly how you do it, and I believe how you treat your people and how you behave in the business world. We spend the majority of our life working, so there's a work-life balance that needs to happen, and that is important. We have a saying here: work hard, go home happy, and that is where we really try to make sure that our people work hard, do the right thing, but they have fun doing it, and they enjoy it, and they go home happy. I guess that's kind of it in a nutshell. We can go down a lot of different rat holes and on things with that, but that's as simple as I can say it. Is kind of work hard and go home happy.
What excites you about the future? What gets you going? It gets the juices going as far as the future in your business.
There's a lot of opportunity out there, I think, right now. Who knows what's going to happen? There's talks of recession, not recession. What did the next years hold coming out of the pandemic? We try to control what we can control, and do our thing. There's a lot of opportunity, I think, from a services side of our business, as the labor force continues to be stretched, specifically in the trades. There's opportunity in electric vehicles, in charging stations throughout the infrastructure. That should be interesting to see how that ends up, and where will that play in the electrical channel.
Do you find yourself relying upon more like companies like mine of partnering and leaning on and working more cohesively to go get across the goal line, to go and have that vision towards the future, and being more of a partnering piece of that? Do you guys feel that is that a strategic piece?
Absolutely. I mean, the manufacturers reps, and the distributors all need to work together to provide that best and most profitable solution for the customer. And if we can do that collectively, it's a win-win-win for all of us. So, yeah.
Well, Greg, appreciate you taking the time today.
Absolutely, Chris.
Very insightful, and we certainly appreciate you being part of Park That Pollart, and we wish you, your business, and your family the best.
Thank you, Chris. Appreciate it. Great to be here.